I love this comic book. The Walking Dead, book number 9. Rick wakes up in the new place the group has found, Wiltshire Estates. Rick calls for Lori, and she tells him to be quiet so Carl can keep sleeping. Lori tells Rick she's been awake no more than half an hour. Rick says that the deaths of Jim, Amy, and Shane must be hard on Carl. Lori tells Rick she is sad that her baby will not know anything about the world they used to know, and Carl won't get a driver's license or take a girl to the movies for a date. Lori asks Rick if they'll ever be able to fix everything, but Rick doesn't know. Meanwhile, Carol and Tyrese get closer. Donna is thinking about Dale and Andrea. She points out that they both have something in common. They both lost someone important to them. It gives Donna hope when she sees them together. Lastly, she says they are really lucky and thinks she could be happy in their new home. Alan asks her if she wants to have sex, and Billy and Ben look over at them, and Billy asks, "What's segs?" Donna thinks that answers his question. In the morning, Rick organizes everyone to search the houses and clear out any possible zombies, and to also search for food and supplies. Julie and Chris are staying in another house, and Rick thinks Andrea could stay with the children. Rick gathers up the teams and goes to get Tyrese a gun from the RV. Alan is hoping all the houses are empty. Tyrese goes with Carol to see the yard of the house. Donna wants to take a peek inside the house. Alan tells her to be careful, but she tells him he worries too much, while, unbeknownst to her, a walker approaches from the house. Suddenly, Rick discovers a sign at the entrance. It could not be read before because it was covered with snow, which reads, "All dead do not enter." He starts to run back into Wiltshire. Meanwhile, Donna gets bitten in the face by a walker. Everyone returns and Rick tells everyone not to use their guns. Alan tells the walkers to go away, but Tyrese captures him and tells him there's nothing he can do. Alan starts to yell and shoots with his pistol. The shots get the zombies' attention as Donna is devoured. Rick tells everyone to leave and goes to get Alan. Rick tells him to leave, but Alan wants to stay and be with soon-to-be zombie Donna. Rick tells him to think about his children and that they need to leave now or they're both dead. Alan comes to his senses and is ready to leave. Tyrese goes to get Dale and the others and tells them to get their children. Tyrese runs upstairs to get Julie and Chris and catches them trying to have sex. Rick takes Alan into the RV and tells Lori that Donna is dead. Rick goes after Tyrese and is able to get to the house. Tyrese tells Chris and Julie to get their clothes on. Rick gets to the house and tells him they can't get out downstairs. Tyrese yells they have to go through the window. They discover the ground floor is full of zombies, and Dale drives his RV through the zombie horde to rescue them. Rick and the rest jump onto the RV's roof. The twins ask about the location of their mother. Alan starts to cry and tells them she's dead. The party stops for gas, and Rick says he doesn't know what to say. Alan says he doesn't have to say anything. Rick is worried about Alan. Dale tells him they can't bring Donna back. All they can do is let Alan mourn. Dale knows what losing a wife feels like. Laurie says they're almost out of everything. Carol wishes they could have picked up some food from Wiltshire. Rick, Glenn, and Tyrese are checking a food shop, but they find nothing. Rick thinks they have to start hunting. Rick tells the others that they have to get back before dark, even if they don't find food. If they hear a shot, Tyrese, Rick, and Carl will come back as fast as they can. Carl wants to come too. And Rick tells him not to shoot unless he says so. Rick tells Laurie she should keep an eye on Alan. He's worried he will hurt himself or worse. Tyrese asks Rick what he thinks about Alan, and Rick tells him what Alan was doing in Wiltshire and doesn't know what's going through his mind. Rick doesn't know what to think after what happened to Shane. Tyrese tells him he heard the story from Carol. Rick overhears a voice and thinks somebody is after them. And just then, a bullet goes through Carl. Carl falls down, much to Rick's shock and horror. Tyrese asks who's shooting at them. A man named Otis appears and tells them it was an accident. Rick believes that Carl is dead and becomes erratically aggressive towards Otis as he apologizes to him. Rick points his gun into his cheek and screams that he's going to kill him. We start with a short conversation between Rick and Lori about how Carl is handling all this death. I'd guess not well. That at 7, he may not fully understand what's going on, other than these people are not with our group anymore. I'm more worried about how all the adults are handling it. Lori does express sadness for Carl, as he won't experience life the way she and Rick did. The search. I think it's great that Donna is excited about this location and feeling some happiness. But throwing caution to the wind in an unknown situation was not smart, and sadly, it got her killed. We, as the book reader, saw the warning sign about the place being full of the dead, but the survivors didn't. But considering all that Donna had seen so far, with walkers popping up in unexpected places, she should have known better. She should have listened to Alan, who told her to wait, and to Rick, who told all of them to wait until he returned. She did not need to die. The houses are full of zombies, but no one knows. The group barely escapes with their lives. Alan doesn't want to escape at all because Donna is dead. It's a tragic end to what everyone thought would be a happy ending. Their food stores are nearly completely depleted as well. Glenn's scavenging was amazing when they were near Atlanta, but now there isn't a city with stores full of shelves. This leads them to go hunting. Carl is a daddy's boy and wants to go. It's sad when just wanting to do something with your dad nearly gets you killed. But in this case, tagging along gets Carl shot by someone named Otis. I can't blame Rick for nearly killing him. His son is laying there and not moving. Is Carl dead? Thanks for tuning in to the I Love This Comic Book podcast. If you would like to make a donation in support of this podcast, you can through Cash App to Pasta26MC. That's pasta like the food, the number 2, the number 6, M as in monkey, C as in cat. If you would like to sponsor this podcast or advertise on it, please send an email to podcast@pastasworld.com. As always, you can go to pastasworld.com for more information.